Alzheimer's affects an estimated 5.7 million Americans, and after decades of research, there's still no way to prevent the disease, but recently there have been some promising developments. Here to discuss and tell us about the groundbreaking new research, Dr. George Perry from the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease and Professor Rina Mulcahy of University Hospital Waterford, Ireland. Good morning to you both. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Great to talk to you this morning. Thank you for sharing some relevant and current information about this disease. How many people does this disease affect in the U.S. and around the world?
So I suppose in the US alone, there's 5.7 million people diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease at the moment. And worldwide, that's up to 50 million. So it's a huge problem as we enjoy people living longer. As age is one of the major risk factors for Alzheimer's disease, the prevalence of it continues to increase exponentially year on year.
And let's talk about some of the most common symptoms. Of course, we talk about the disease all the time, but what do we look out for?
So Alzheimer's disease, it's a relentless progressive disease, but it often presents as difficulties, particularly with short-term memory. So remembering things that happened yesterday or this morning can be a huge issue, whereas remembering things from years ago remains intact. Then difficulty with everyday activities, so grocery shopping, managing the bills, managing finances can be a source of great agitation and just no longer manageable. And then changes in mood or behaviour, so people may be a little more depressed or anxious or develop sleep disturbance, and really a personality change. And people sitting in my clinic will say to me, I feel I'm losing myself. So they lose their confidence and their ability to do their everyday things.
I have so much sympathy for people who are undergoing this, their families as well, of course. Tell us a little bit about the results of the study that you conducted.
So the study is very interesting, and it's really based on a background of 15 to 20 years work, where we identified that patients with Alzheimer's disease have low levels of nutrients called carotenoids in their serum and at the back of the eye in a place called the macula. So we found that they were deficient in these specific nutrients. We found by giving them the nutrients in combination with omega-3 fish oils that we were able to significantly increase the absorption of the nutrients into the blood, into the macula. And really interestingly, we found that both from the patients themselves and their carers, that they reported improvements in their level of function and in some cases improvements in their memory and mood and sight. So really interesting that we managed to get a nutritional formulation that we saw was deficient, replaced it, and then got good results.
It's really amazing. I mean, we're constantly talking about the power of diet when it comes to our health and the prevention of disease. How do you think that changing your diet will help stave off the disease?
Well, diet is so important, and I'm so glad you asked it, because we need to take nutrition seriously. And nutrition from as early as in the womb throughout life. But the important thing to highlight that is in this particular study, you wouldn't be able to get the nutrients that we gave in the study through diet alone, which is why supplementation using the supplement now called Memory Health is so important.
Interesting. And are there plans for more research? It sounds like you might be onto something here.
Well, I think it'll be really critical to be able to do a larger study, a case-controlled study. But this study's results are not a surprise, because there's been a number of studies over the last several years that have shown lifestyle intervention reduces the incidence of Alzheimer's disease. Some studies suggest up to 90%, but most studies are saying a reduction by half, which is really tremendous from a public health standpoint, interventions that have no negative aspects.
Well, Professor, great to talk to you this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For more information related to Alzheimer's and this groundbreaking research, visit the website on your screen. Memory Health is a proud sponsor of the Morning Blend.